2025. I'm glad that you could join us for another informative and exciting program dubbed Tax Chat, which is sponsored by the Zambia Revenue Authority. I'm your host. My name is Lamek Zulu, professionally known as Four Legs, and I'm glad that you could spare some time just to be with us on this show. So, obviously, Act number 46 of 2016 provides the collection of skills development levy with effect from 1st January 2017. Today, we are looking at one of the proposed budget changes, which is permitting the deduction of skills development levy as a tax deductible expense in advance of its payment. So join us as we explore to discuss this important tax levy that we have to learn, and obviously how we are going to compute it. So in studio to help me understand this is Mumbe Nalube, who is Assistant Inspector Domestic Taxes from the Zambia Revenue Authority, who is also joined by Gielo Mazuba, also Revenue Officer under Domestic Taxes. So I'll begin with the lady. They say ladies first. How are you doing today? How was the weekend?
It was okay.
You enjoyed it?
It was good. Yes, I did. I did have enough rest. Yeah. I
thought you people were busy because I learned that you have a new pavilion at the Zambia International Trade Fair.
There were assigned officers who were working there over the
over that
holiday.
Period.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Mazova, how are you doing?
I'm good, Lamek. How are you doing?
Were you also having a working weekend, or?
It was quite a restful one.
Okay, let's delve into this. What does the measure intend to achieve, this tax that we are talking about? Madam, you can help us.
Okay, so we're talking about skills development levy.
Yes.
So this levy is there to allow us for the deduction of the skills development levy in ascertaining taxable profits, even where the levy payable has not yet been paid, in order to align with the accrual principle of the taxable incomes. So meaning that even when the tax that is supposed to be paid has not been paid, the entity, that is a company, like who's supposed to pay this SDL, can claim for it when they file their income tax return. So in simple terms, we can say their books of accounts have to be updated, and as long as it's in the taxable year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Now, Mazuba, maybe somebody is just listening to us and they are wondering what this skills development levy is. So in simpler terms, what is it?
Wow. Skills development levy, this is actually charged and levied on the gross emolument of the employer. And we are talking about this including casual employees during the month, and it is levied at a rate of 0.5%. So in accordance to the Skills Development Act and the Technical Education, Vocational and Entrepreneurship Training Act, the fund is intended to provide sustainable financing for the TVET system in order to ensure development and supply of skills persons to the Zambian economy. In view of many challenges that are being faced in developing skills in the country, Zambia, under the Ministry of Higher Education, has introduced in 2017 budget a skills development levy, that is the skills development levy fund, which was aimed at enhancing the provision and quality of equitable access of skills. Yeah.
No. Okay, well elaborated there. Now, Mumbe, help us. Who pays this? Who is eligible to pay for this levy?
Okay, so this levy, that is the skills development levy, is bore or paid by the employer. It's at a rate of 0.5%. And it's 0.5% of the total emolument. So please note that it is not deducted from the employee's salary. No, it's an employer. that bears this levy. So you'll be interested to learn that skills development levy is not deducted from any gratuity or any pensionable fund. Okay, so I'll give an example to say, like the way you work for Sun FM, when your payroll is done,
Yes.
definitely the pay as you earn is
Deducted.
deducted. So when that pay as you earn definitely is deducted from your
From my salary
as an employee.
Yes.
But the skills development levy will not be deducted. It will not, touch your salary.
Okay.
So the company has to calculate like a 0.5% of the total emoluments of all the employees, and that's what is payable to the Zambia Revenue Authority.
Okay.
Yes.
And how do we account for skills development levy, Mazo?
Well, skills development levy is accounted at the same time when pay as you earn is being when the pay as you earn return is being filed. Just upon you filing the pay as you earn return, there is a question that relates to skills development levy, and then when you just when you select yes to that question, then the prompts for skills development levy is going to come. And it's important to note that when making the payment, it has been noted that most of our clients, when making the payment towards skills development levy, they make it as a block figure aimed at the pay-as-you-earn component. Mind you, after you file the return, when you respond to the question that relates to skills development levy, both the return for skills development levy and pay as you earn are going to be reflecting there. So one of the things that we've noticed is that our clients tend to make a payment towards the pay as you earn component, in their mind having it to say that they have also made the payment towards the SDL. So it's important to actually specify that a certain portion of that payment is going towards the SDL so that it reconciles. We failure to that, the system will just detect to say this person has not made the payment yet. So it's important to just specify where that payment is going.
Okay. And what's the due date for SDL?
Okay, so SDL due date is the 10th of every month. So they'll be due in which the month in which the emoluments were paid. So just as my colleague has mentioned, so as you file your return for pay as you earn, the SDL question will pop up. So the filing and payment of SDL and pay as you earn will always fall on or before the 10th of every month.
And what if I default? Are there any penalties, Mazua?
Yes, quite a number of penalties that follow suit when a person actually delays to make either a payment or return by or before the 10th of every subsequent month, just like Mombe alluded to. The first thing is that for a late submission, there are 1,000 penalty units per month or part thereof. Then the other type of penalties that you will find there are late payment penalties. These ones are like 5% of the tax payable, but those taxes have not yet been paid. So, and there's also a late payment interest Bank of Zambia discount rate, that is plus 2%. Then the other one that we can take note of is penalties for omitted income as per section 100 of the Income Tax Act. It's important to note that one penalty unit is equal to 0.4 kwacha or 40 ngwe. Yeah.
Okay, and then Mombe, how do we compute SDL?
Okay, so definitely we've got qualified people in our accounts departments in various organizations or companies. Okay, so we say a company an organization like Sun FM.
Yes.
So at the month end, all the emoluments will be computed. Okay, so we say we have the basic pay for all employees is a 400,000, a housing allowance 150,000. We have gratuity at 100,000. We also have redundancy packages at 300,000, leave pay at 60,000 kwacha. Okay, so when you add up all these, you'll find that it totals up to 1,010,000. So earlier we did mention that SDL cannot be deducted from the gratuity and redundancy packages. So from the total figure that we have, so we have to get our redundancy package. That is 300,000. We also get our gratuity. That is 100,000. So we're going to deduct this 400,000 from the 1 million. So it will be 1,010,000 less 400,000, which will give us a 610,000 kwacha. So that figure we're remaining with is where the SDL is the basis of the calculation of the SDL. So from the 610,000 remaining, we'll calculate the 0.5%, because remember, SDL is calculated at 0.5%. And then once we do the calculations, we'll get the SDL levy that we're supposed to pay.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, I also understand that we have charitable organizations that have employees. So do we have any organizations that are exempted, Mazuba, with regards to SDL?
That's a nice question. Yeah, it's quite a nice question. Actually, not everyone is supposed to be registered for skills development levy. We've got certain situations or circumstances that allow you or do not allow you to be registered for skills development levy. The first one, I'll start with the one you've just mentioned, Ramek, for public approved public benefit organization. So you need to be an approved public benefit organization as approved under the Income Tax Act. So the other one is that for employers who are making an annual turnover of less than 800,000 kwacha, those two are exempt. We also have employers in the public service or local authority, mind you. This exemption does not include state-owned enterprises. Yeah. So we also have organizations exempted from income taxation under the Income Tax Act. So we've got certain situations like we've got the embassies. We've got some people who work for embassies. So those are also supposed to directly declare their interest as, their returns as far as pay as you earn is concerned. But for skills development levy, we've got organizations that are exempted from the income taxation under the Income Tax Act. Then we also have approved donors and persons who are covered under the Diplomatic Immunities and Privileges Act. Then the last one but not the least, it's any person that the Minister of Finance, as we know, we as the authority are supervised by the Minister of Finance. So if the Minister of Finance has got a statutory instrument exempt, they've got the right to do that. Yeah.
Okay. So anyone who is exempted by the minister is not supposed to pay. Okay, let's, as we close, just your closing remarks. I'll begin with you, Mumbai.
Okay, yes. So for our closing remarks, I would like to reach out to our listeners out there to ensure that their tipping or profile has the correct details. So if they notice that the details are not okay, they can always log on to the profile and do a demographic amendment where they correct all the details that need to be corrected. And if they're having any difficulties, they can still reach out to us, and we'll gladly help.
Okay. Maybe Mazwa, as you close, you can also give us a contact details as Zeda, right? Okay.
You can reach out to us on advice@zra.org.zm. Then you can also call us on our toll-free line 4111. And remember, it's my tax, your tax, our destiny.
Okay, nice. And this is where we come to the close of this edition of Tax Chat on Sun FM Radio and TV. I'm glad that you could join us, and I only hope that you've learned one or two things regarding SDL, and you will do the right thing. Just like Mazuba said, it's my tax, your tax, our destiny. This is the same money that we use for developmental projects when you talk about roads, when you talk about hospitals, and all these other important projects that affect. So on behalf of my two guests, my name is Lamek Zulu, also known as Four Legs, saying God bless you and continue enjoying our programming on Sun FM Radio and TV. For now, bye-bye. We are out.